We are live, Alan, for Evening Rants coming at you solo tonight. My partner, Mark Lobliner, is running one of his 55 businesses. And I think he was in California earlier, and now he's in Florida, and then he'll be in Tennessee here in 2 days, back in Tennessee in 2 days. I don't know how he does it. I got to be honest. I'm a pretty hard, I am a go-getter. I am up at 5 a.m. every day. I bust my ass until 8 p.m. every night. And I still don't come close to getting what he does in a day. But today we're going to talk about some main topics, but we're also going to talk about the demise of legacy media. And it could not come quicker in our society. Legacy media has been completely bastardized. For those of you that don't know, we have President Barack Obama to thank for that, because he made it legal for legacy media to lie to you. And if you don't believe me, just like everything else with Evening Rants, I highly encourage you to go look it up. Barack Obama made it so that the media can spread propaganda to the people. And there's not even a question about it. Like, I understand that he has somehow galvanized himself as like some sort of, amazing person. He's arguably one of the worst people ever to fucking sit in the presidency. It's what I don't understand how he gets a pass. I understand he's half black, so therefore, if you say anything against him, you're somehow racist. But he's a piece of shit human being, black or not. So, for those of you that don't know what Mark and I do here is, we just, instead of it being like a news thing, this is my opinion page. This is Mark and I to shoot our opinions out. So today, we are going to be talking about this. But I did want to start with a few other things first. As we see the fallout from the election, Trump is naming many people. His selection for basically the border czar, his immigration czar. I think it's an amazing pick. I absolutely love it. We saw his now, like recently, just a couple minutes ago, he tasked Elon Musk and Vivek with creating DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. I can't wait for that, because that's going to be amazing. We are going to be able to see where our government spends our money. I have said it for years. I'm so happy. I mean, I don't expect all of you to keep up with what I talk about, especially before Evening Rants, but for years I've said that we should be able to see where every dollar of our taxpayer money is spent. There should be no secrets from the American people. The government should not be able to keep secrets from us and us have no privacy from them. That should be reversed. You see, the government should know next to nothing about us. They should know next to nothing about our purchases, what we have in our homes. They should know nothing about what firearms we own, because all gun laws are unconstitutional. And I am just looking very forward to this new level of transparency that will be forced into government, because it is absolutely needed. But along with the fallout from the crazies, from the crazy election, and then now the crazies, I want to say this to Democrats as nicely but as sternly as possible. Stop talking about democracy. First of all, we are a constitutional republic. We believe in personal liberty, not democracy. It is a matter of, everybody, whether you agree with them or not, has the right to freedom of speech, right? We should be able to say anything, and anybody, any social media entity or any newspaper, anything like that, that it somehow amplifies some speech and suppresses other speech, they should be dealt with. That, like, our government's job was originally tasked to secure our border. They're not doing it. To protect our rights from the states and other entities. They're not doing it. And to provide common defense, and they can barely house our military. They can barely refill our military from their own policies. So I'm looking very forward to these changes. But the Party of Democracy should not talk about democracy anymore. You guys don't believe in it. Like Democrats, you just don't believe in democracy. First of all, I'm just going to break this down, right? You have not actually had a real primary, a real nomination process in 3 presidential election cycles. You have not had one in 3 presidential election cycles. That's wild to me. That's simply crazy. Let's see, 2016, Bernie Sanders, so you could get Hillary Clinton in there. That did do you a lot of good. 2020, screwed Bernie Sanders again, so you could have, the Alzheimer's patient in chief in there, Joe Biden. And then this time, they screwed all of you out of a nomination process, which most of you, and people don't like to admit this, most Democrats and independents would have voted for RFK to be running against Trump. And very frankly, he would have had my vote probably over Trump. Just saying. But because I want to make America, I mean, we literally have shirts printed up, Make America Healthy Again. This shirt's from 3 years ago. The phrase, of course, a lot of you are recognizing it as brand new, but Mark and I have been using this phrase and these shirts for years now. Which, by the way, RFK and team, reach out to us soon. Thank you very much. Because we did really start using a name first. We actually printed these shirts years ago. It's actually, we'd love to help you, put it that way. But now, not only did they just basically stage a coup on Joe Biden, they basically said, you're no longer the nominee. And I called this, by the way, you can check my feed. Again, I am the king of I told you so besides Alex Jones. I really say it. I called COVID perfectly right down the line. Even when people were sending me death threats saying I didn't know what I was talking about. Anyway. But so we did a coup on Joe Biden to install Kamala Harris, which again, no nomination process. You guys likely would have ended up with RFK. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Now that she lost miserably. Now that they want to basically stage another coup on Joe Biden and have him removed so Kamala can still be the 47th president, because for some reason it's very important to you. Like this young lady right here. Listen to this whacknut. I don't even, it's so wild to listen to these people. But listen to this lunatic.
All right, Joe Biden is stepping down and making Kamala Harris the 47th president of the United States for the next 2 months, right?
Look how happy she is at the thought of, crushing democracy.
And she's immediately going to codify Roe versus Wade and set Supreme Court limits for the Supreme Court. And she's going to be able to do this because the Supreme Court just... This is how undereducated these fucking idiots are. First of all, why are you sucking Kamala Harris's dick so hard? What did she do for any of you? Like, she was and is a horrible candidate. She's a kind of a laughingstock. She was known as the least liked vice president of all time up until you guys tried to pretend like you all liked her. She had to buy endorsements from people that they have blackmail tapes on. It's like she had to literally pay people on the Diddy list to endorse her. Like, I'm sorry, that's wild. How do you have to pay people on the Diddy list to endorse her? Crazy. But this woman obviously knows very little about how the government works, because first of all, if she could just codify Roe v. Wade, why wouldn't Biden have already done it? Why wouldn't she have already done it with Biden? I don't get it. Why not? Oh, because it's not that easy, dumbass. Why wouldn't she do all the other things? Like, okay, so we're going to put Supreme Court has ruled that presidents are above the law. That's not what they said. Like, it's like you guys willfully don't pay attention. Just ruled that presidents are above the law and have all the power. Oh, and while she's at it, she'll change the rules so that felons can't be sworn in or run for presidency ever again.
She could not, if she was president 100 years, she couldn't just wave a magic wand and do that shit. Like this is, these people vote. And what is with you guys not wanting democracy? Like the people in massive portion have spoken. Trump, the House, the Senate, and literally the popular vote, all of it. He won all of it. It is, if you believe in democracy, you would be welcoming Trump to sit in office. The people have spoken. So stop pretending. The Democrats need to stop pretending like you guys give a shit about democracy. First of all, it's like you guys think that we're only a democracy. Like 51 people out of 100 makes it everything okay. No, we have basic rights that are uninfringible, that are listed in the Constitution. They are not given to us by the Constitution. They are just listed in the Constitution. They are given to us by birthright. I don't get how you guys hate America so bad. It's not even about America. It's not about democracy. It's not about the government. It's not about our country. It's not about our freedom. It's not about anything like that. You guys just want to get your way. You want to be able to basically chop off the breasts of young women, give puberty blockers, have men beat the shit out of women in sports, and basically get free shit. And let the government rule over you like the peasants that you will make yourselves if we would allow you to. Like, people like this woman should be very thankful that Trump won, because this woman will walk herself into slavery. That's just reality. She would walk herself into literal slavery. So, just as my closing bit on this little portion of my speech, the Democrats can't talk about democracy anymore. You guys don't believe in it. There's no evidence of it anymore. I'm not saying at one point in time you didn't, but the Democrats do not believe in democracy at all. They are willing to stage a coup against a seated president. They're willing to lie and cheat and do lawfare, which I understand that people are like, oh, Trump's a felon, Trump's a felon. Listen, I voted for the felon. I'd vote for him again over Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris literally, to me, is not a duly elected even vice president, because Joe Biden wasn't in a fair nomination process. He was installed because he was easily controllable. You guys can check my feed. In 2019, I was saying in like late 2020, I'm like, I can't believe that people are going to vote for a very clearly cognitively declining person. And everybody's acting all surprised now. Kamala Harris lied to all of you saying that Joe Biden was fine. Joe Biden hasn't been fine since the nomination process that was rigged for him in 2019, 2020. He hasn't been fine even before then. He's been very clearly cognitively impaired. Very clearly. So once again, you guys just cannot speak about democracy at all, because you guys literally don't believe in it. Let's see. Oh, hey, Candace, what's going on? We're already starting the infighting, I see. Great. That's that woman. This is an amazing thing. This is by Luke Rudkowski. I believe Mark will be on his show tomorrow evening, by the way. So watch him, watch me, do whatever. But President Trump has announced the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, which is amazing. There's crazy lady again. I would love to have Tulsi Gabbard as the Secretary of State. I believe that the job should be hers. I would be very, very, very pleased to have that happen. Let's see. Here we go. By the way, this is Thomas Gabriel. Tommy Gabriel, you should definitely go follow him. It is I'm Tommy Gabriel. He's been on the show before. He is a former leftist. I had a great conversation with him not too long ago. Very, 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 really good guy. He's worked for TMZ, those sorts of things. But they dropped post-election. On election day, they got 6 million views tuning in to now 800,000 viewers and only 60K in their demo of 25 to 54. Wow. MSNBC is dying. They're absolutely dying, which is awesome. Propagandists should die. There's people shaving their heads again still. And then let me see about this. This was an interesting thing, by the way. This is kind of long, so I'm going to do a full video about it for Evening Rants here in a minute. But let me pull up the other bookmark things I got. So, let's see if I got this. There we go. Blow it up just a little bit more. There we go. So, breaking. Is this the end for legacy media? A new chart reveals a drop in viewership for propaganda network news, and I totally agree with that. They are very much struggling, very much struggling. And as I pointed out the last couple of days, if you think that these already struggling entities will be able to do well, losing 75% of their ad revenue, if RFK is able to make it illegal to advertise pharmaceuticals on TV, you're crazy. They'll be done. They will be completely. And to me, that is what is necessary. We need to reboot a lot of things. We need to reboot our entire culture. It's time we look at this, right? Here's why the legacy media and Hollywood and things like that are failing and falling. It's basically because they're controlled. If you want a perfect example of how this actually works, how these entities, mainstream media, news media, television, Hollywood, how they are crafting our literal culture, I have this to say to you. In, I believe it was 2020, the #1 song for a long time on the Billboard charts and just about everywhere was Fake Woke by Tom MacDonald. 4 of the top 5 songs for something like 12 weeks running in America were something that said, fuck Joe Biden, something about, let's go Brandon, something like that. So how have you never seen Tom MacDonald, people like Adam Calhoun, people like Ryan Upchurch, Moccasin, how have you never seen any of these people on any award shows, right? We've literally got it to the point where movie, music, country music, these actors and these artists, they give them each other awards, but they exclude a huge amount of the sales. If you are an independent artist like Tom MacDonald, Adam Calhoun, Ryan Upchurch, these people, they exclude them even though they get #1 hits. All these guys have Billboard charts. They have Billboard records, like gold, platinum records, all of them, right? Tom MacDonald has, he was the song You Missed, the song Fake Woke. He has many others that I watch that do well, but like for you to never see him, for him to never be spoken of by mainstream music, for mainstream country to never discuss people like Adam Calhoun and Ryan Upchurch, it just shows that it is about their message, it's about their narrative, it's about the approved artists of the people that run these industries. They are crafting our culture. What they show us in TV becomes popular. They set hairstyles. They set clothing styles. They set what our behaviors are the norm. They're the people that started demasculating men. They're the people that started making effeminate men seem to be appealing. When in the real world, we all know that doesn't actually happen like that. It just simply doesn't. It's wild to me that people don't understand that these very same people that are all pretty much disgusting human beings, between Weinstein, Diddy, Jay-Z, it looks like, and a bunch of others, it's pretty clear that the entire Hollywood and music industry is disgusting, vile pedophiles, or at least sexual predators. Or for the wide portion of it, they may not have even partaken in the disgusting behavior, but they knew about it and they haven't said shit. Like, does anybody think that Eminem didn't know what went on at Diddy parties and kept his mouth shut? Anybody? The same Eminem that was paid $1.8 million to endorse Kamala Harris? The same Eminem who has had multiple songs made about him by Tom MacDonald and just doesn't seem to have it in him to battle Tom MacDonald. He'll talk shit on, MGK, the extremely effeminate, like, wannabe gangsta, but you're not going to actually go up against somebody that matches the skill. It's like, to me, it's just they avoid anything like that because they need to set their narrative. It's all their little crew. It's about who you know and who you blow, apparently. I'm sorry, but that seems to be extremely accurate to me. It is about who you know and who you blow in the music industry. And anybody that says I don't know what I'm talking about, I will just refer you to Diddy. So all of you can fuck off if you don't take that. Like, I wonder why we have our culture like this. Like, does anybody think that somehow in a time before social media, NWA was pushed somehow? Like, they had so much violence and swear words in their music. And don't get me wrong, I think that they started out as original people. Like, I think Ice Cube and Dre and all them, I do think that they just started out, but they were allowed to succeed because the music industry pushed them. There was no social media. There was no spreading of this. This was when they had mixtapes and shit. And somehow it became popular. It was like, when you look in retrospect, when you look back, it's because the industry wanted them. And why wouldn't the very liberal, democratically run music industry, why wouldn't they want to have, rappers singing about whores, drugs, and violence in the ghetto? Because there's not really more racist, bigoted people than Democrats right now. Just saying. So I really understand that people don't want to accept this, but we need an all-new Hollywood. We do not need mainstream news back ever again. Ever again. Because, like, does everybody remember when Brian Seltzer, that little bald-headed fuck, everybody, when he was telling people, like, these people just are doing their own research. Like, they shouldn't do their own research. Like, does everybody remember that? Does everybody remember how all of mainstream, like, news fell in line about masks, about Trump? Like, they all treated him like he was radioactive in 2020. Like, they wouldn't allow it. They barely would even allow him to be spoken about. Come on now, people. They're all acting in unison, and that's why it's so nuts right now, because they need to make everybody as crazy as possible on the left so they can hissy fit their way into everybody, like, giving in. Because do remember the summer of love in 2020 when they burned the fucking cities down because a crackhead died. Wild, people. Absolutely, unbelievably, just wild. Wild that people don't see what's happening. The same people that have been running Hollywood for the last 40 or 50 years, the De Niros, the all that stuff. I just don't understand how we have not shed these people. What's wild to me is that, like, I saw this lady earlier on today, and she was based. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can get it for us here. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to download a video here real quick. Hmm. Give me 1 second. I'll be able to look at it on my phone better. Ah, here we go. Huh, it didn't take. Oh, I'll be damned. Let me see if I can send it. Okay, here we go.
Of celebrities that you can
listen to this. This is how, by the way, this is how arrogant they sound, right?
Here's the list of celebrities that you can no longer support if you supported Trump.
Oh, we're not allowed to, apparently, because Whacknut with SSRI eyes over here is going to tell us what we can and can't do after, we just won a massive, massive, massive victory. She's now going to dictate to you what you can and can't listen to.
Katy Perry, Jennifer Aniston, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Bruce Springsteen, Martha Stewart, Oprah. Here's a big one for you guys. Eminem, Billie Eilish, Jamie Lee Curtis, George Clooney and Barbara Streisand, Sarah Jessica Parker, Kelly Rowland. The list goes on, and so we just kindly request that you remove these people from your music playlists and movie queues. Thank you.
Okay, so you kindly requested it. I'm going to kindly tell you to fuck off. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. You can't do shit to stop me. Like, that needs to be the response when a leftist tells you, you can't do this. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. All goddamn day, anytime. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. You will never, ever, ever tell me what to fucking do. Ever. The same people that don't believe in democracy, that don't believe in nomination processes, the same people that believe in cutting 13-year-old girls' breasts off and giving them fucking puberty blockers. Fuck all you guys. But just to point out, I am not like you. I don't give a fuck who Eminem voted for. I just want him to make some music that slaps while I work out. Why the fuck would I care about some fucking skinny little fucking wimp ass dude's opinion about other shit? I like how he raps. Don't get me wrong. Probably the best rapper of all time in his heyday. But I could not give a fuck about what he votes for or who he thinks he should tell me to vote for. Why would I give a shit about somebody whose IQ is probably 30 points lower than mine? Don't get me wrong, great rapper, but he sounds dumb as fuck. Why the fuck would I give a shit about what Barbara Streisand voted? I don't even know if you know what? I can just wipe off all the fucking thing, I can wipe off her. I couldn't give a shit about her. But you're talking about, like, let's see. Let's go through the list here again. So here's the list. Katy Perry, Jennifer Aniston. Okay, so Katy Perry, a plastic woman, and Jennifer Aniston, a old cat lady. Arnold Schwarzenegger. We've given up on Arnold Schwarzenegger ever since he said, fuck your freedom. Especially people in the fitness industry. He used to have this amazing, and it still does it. It's called the Arnold. It's an actual, like, fucking fitness expo, and he destroyed that thing. Rihanna, again, I just don't understand why you think I'd give a shit what she thinks politically. Make some music, dance around, entertain me. Why would I give a shit what the court jesters fucking do? Why would I give a shit about the people who we pay to pretend to be somebody else? Like, that's the only reason why we know half of these people. Like, Lady Gaga, Bruce Springsteen. Lady Gaga is a talentless, like, wretch of a person. She's disgusting, and she is completely fucking talentless. And Bruce Springsteen is one of the biggest letdowns in a fucking lifetime But why would I give a fuck about who Springsteen voted for? Why would I give a shit? I don't give a shit. There are people in my family that voted against me. You think I'm going to cut them out of my life? I'm not you. I'm not fucking crazy like you. Why the fuck would I do that? It means nothing to me. We won. Why the fuck would I do that? And when we lost, I didn't cut anybody out of my fucking life. You know why? Because they have a right to their own opinion. I will spend my time trying to convince them of why I'm right and they are wrong. I hope they get their senses. I hope they can see through the propaganda and shit. But why the fuck would I give a shit about what Barbara Streisand voted or Lady Gaga voted, like to the point where I'm not allowed to listen to them, when I still sit down for family dinners with relatives of mine who voted for, who probably voted for Harris and voted for Biden? Why would I give a shit about them? Like, why would I give a shit about what these people do? These people are the fucking court jesters of our society. The problem is we started treating them like they're some sort of lofty thing. They used to be the jokes, like way back in the day. We elevated these people to celebrity status, like, oh, what's this person think about that? Who fucking cares? Most of these people sucked a dick to get to where they're at. Again, and it's who you know and who you blow. Most of these people have been to a Diddy party. Wild that you think that this is an actual fucking, this is an actual thing. Martha Stewart and Oprah. Martha Stewart, I like how she cooks. I'm going to watch her no matter what. I don't give a shit what the woman who's famous for cooking voted for. I don't. She has good recipes, and I couldn't give a shit what she thinks about me. I couldn't give a shit what she thinks about Trump. I couldn't give a shit what she thinks about baseball. I couldn't give a shit what she thinks about the color blue. I don't give a shit. Give me a good recipe, Martha. And Oprah, have you been paying attention that she's not popular with us anyway? Not after Lahaina, and not after her being a complete fucking sellout, getting paid $1 million to have, Kamala on. Let's see who else you got here. Oh, and Eminem, and I already covered the skinny little man. Oh, Billie Eilish and Jamie Lee Curtis. I probably could not tell you a single song by Billie Eilish, and nor do I give a shit. But if I do happen to know one of her songs and like one of her songs, I don't fucking care. I don't care who she voted for. Make the nice music and just shut the fuck up about everything else. I couldn't give a shit about her opinion. She's a fucking entertainer. Entertain me. I don't give a shit what she thinks about any goddamn thing else. I could not give a shit what any of these people think about anything that is going to impact my life. Why the hell would I give a shit what Eminem thinks I should vote for when he doesn't pay my motherfucking bills? Why would I shit what any of these people think about any goddamn thing when they don't impact my life except to provide entertainment for me because they're the court jesters of our society? We have just forgotten that they were meant to be the entertainment. They were meant for us to laugh at, to cry at. We were meant to clap our hands when they did a good job pretending to be somebody else. That's why we like actors. We don't actually know the actor. We couldn't give a shit because we like who they pretend to be. Well, this is right. I don't know the political leanings of a single musician I listen to, nor do we care. Nor do we care, right, son? I mean, no kidding. My God. But why would anybody give a shit about this? The problem is you people think, oh, George Clooney and Barbara Streisand. George Clooney, you don't think that him and Weinstein were friends? You don't think Barbara Streisand knew that young ladies were having to suck a dick to get parts? You don't think she knew this? She's been in the entertainment industry for, 100 years? And you don't think that she knew that young women were having to lay down on a couch, spread their legs so they could get the part? You don't think that she knew that? Like, you're horrible people. You're acting like these people should be important to us. These people shouldn't be important when you're on your, when you watch a movie or when you listen to music. That's the only time, you should bob your head to it. Giving a fuck what they think about fucking thing else is idiocy. Who gives a shit? Why would anybody care? That's like saying well, we got to listen to Rachel Maddow. Who gives a shit what the propagandist says? I can pull up footage of her lying openly, literally contradicting herself 1 week to the next week in open lies. Why would I give a shit what she thinks about anything? I Unlike you, I do research. I don't trust any of these people. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust any of them. You know why? Because they're not us. They're not we the people. And don't get me wrong, I'm very happy how the election turned out. But as a newsflash to all conservatives, we can't vote our way out of what's been happening. We need to change this culture, just like I'm talking about these people. We the people need to stop giving these people power. We need to stop giving celebrities power. Celebrity for what? For being the court jester? For being the entertainment? Who gives a shit? Wake up, people. We need to change our own culture. We need to demand that men stick by women and their children. We need to demand that men will protect their families with their own lives. We need to make sure that men want to provide. We need to make sure that women are provided for. We need to make sure that women feel empowered to be able to go and do anything, excuse me, but still respect the fact, but still respect the fact that they are the bringers of life, right? Like women do this magical thing called making babies. Men can't do it at all. That's why we're built like this and women are built like that. Women nurture, women grow life. We protect it and sacrifice. We work hard physical labor because that's what we're built for. We're built to soldier. We're built to build things. Not that women can't, but they are also the bringer of life. Like, we need to get back to this and stop giving a fuck about what these people think. We need to fix our culture ourselves. We the people need to get back to personal liberty, pride in our country, pride in who we are, pride in how we treat people. We need to get back to making America healthy again. We need to get back to making America great again. We need to do these things as we the people. You cannot let, and this is my only beef about the Make America Healthy Again movement. My only beef about it is that it's too legislation dependent. We are talking about making pharmaceutical ads illegal. I'm down with that. We're talking about getting the glyphosate and shit out of food. I'm down with that. We're talking about making sure that it's not just pharma first. I'm down with that. I'm down with all of that. But it's still not going to change the fact that you can turn on TikTok at any given time and see a 350-pound woman smiling at the camera while she's smashing 4,000 calories of fast food into her face. It's the culture of them thinking that they should do that is the problem. We need to make that shit unfucking acceptable. We need to, as a people, collectively decide that, you know what? You cannot self-harm every single day with food, with alcohol, with drugs, and expect us to support you when you, in fact, become an extra burden upon all of us because you are too selfish to regulate yourself. We need to do that. We the people. Who gives a fuck about Hollywood? Who gives a fuck about the music industry? There will be new musicians. There will be new actors. We could literally start all over, completely fresh, and it would barely have a blip. It would barely have a blip. We're probably going to have to anyway, because if the lists get released, including the Epstein list and the Diddy list, we're probably going to have to start over in Hollywood and have to start over in the music industry, at least for a huge portion of it. And they know it. They know it. So people, I'm going to call it early tonight because I want to go spend some time with my wife. But understand this. We need to make America healthy again. We need to make America great again. And we have done our job by voting for an administration that should be able to help us do that. But the actual work, changing our culture, changing our lives, and gaining back the pride of America, that is for we the people. And we need to do it together. God damn.
The Outright Bar is back in stock. So here's what we did. As you know, the bar is the best when it's the freshest. So what we did, we ran out of all inventory and we are bringing them back. 3 to 4 bar flavors at a time, week after week after week after week. If you go to the Outright Bar page on tigerfitness.com, it has the dates listed to when your favorite Outright Bar is back in stock. So go to tigerfitness.com now and stock up on your favorite Outright Bar.